Well, here we are again, back once again for the Renegade Master. We're coming up to Office Hours, Week 3, and in just a few minutes, we'll have your favorite hosts on screen and lighting up your day. Now, last time we were live, we had some fantastic questions in the chat on both YouTube and LinkedIn. We thrive on questions. We love them. Except, except the "what is this about" question we seem to get around halfway through. That's a tough one to address. So, let's be real clear about this. This live stream is our chance to sit down and talk you through some of the new features of Robopack and talk about what we're working on. It's your chance to ask any questions or give comments or feedback on Robopack, or anything else for that matter. And now, with 2 minutes to go, let's have a little music. Well, I have a little story to tell you in the meantime, while we wait for the clock to strike the hour and those two fine young gentlemen pop onto the screen. You see this spinning wheel right here? Well, to you, this is just a spinning wheel. To the team at Robopack, however, this little fella is 4 years of solid development effort, following on from their decades of experience in application packaging. So you see, sometimes keeping it simple is key. Now let me put on some music while we wait. This is it. Only 10 seconds to go. I'm going to count them in. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're back. What a great way to kick in.
I had a bit more time over the weekend, so I did a little editing.
I saw that.
The audio waveform was in his eyes.
Yeah, the wave. Yeah.
That was fun.
That's pretty cool.
Fun to do, actually. I've not really used DaVinci that much.
And you change the script too, so it's a little different. From
Yeah,
what we-
script. Also, his mouth lit up. You see that? That took a long time. His little flickering mouth. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I tried to get. I did a little bit of AI trying to do that, but every tool insisted that he must have an actual human mouth, so his big old face was just opening up and closing.
Oh no.
So I'll show you. I'll show you one of the pictures in a minute when we get on with it. But yeah, it's not ideal.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I feel like we've talked a lot, really, for the 14th of January. This is our third live stream. So
We did, and in fact, we were going to do this next week, but because we're both traveling and our busy schedules are kicking in, we decided, hey, let's not skip a beat. Let's bring this forward and share what we can share, and then yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, thanks, Vince. The timing was. I put a little bit of effort into it. Thank you for noticing. Yeah, so we are going to talk about a few things. We have released a couple of things, not in Robopack, but near Robopack. So we're going to talk about those, and we have some exciting Mac-related news. I said it first. So we have that news, and also we're just going to cover some security stuff that is related to Robopack, but has been picked up.
Yeah, I know. We can talk a little bit about Patch Tuesday, because this is Patch Tuesday for the first Patch Tuesday for 2026 January, and there's some fixes and things like that we can mention.
Good. So let's kick into it. I just want to show you. Let me just share my screen. Can I share this?
There we go. Yeah.
So it insists that this guy has a big old mouth, and even though I said the light is his mouth, it does not open. He is talking. He does not have a mouth. So it didn't really work. But 11 Labs is great for audio, it seems, but not video yet. It uses it gives you a load of different engines that you can use. But
you know, the thief that it shows is actually pretty weird.
Yeah, I tried a few times. It didn't really get the idea. I mean, this one with him stomping around with his massive face opening didn't really work. I tried to make it slightly better, but
that's not easy. No,
that
that one comes a bit. That one comes kind of close.
That was the close, and that was without a prompt. I just gave it the video, and OmniHuman is a lip sync thing. So. Anyway, I didn't want to spend too much time doing that because that would I could do hours of just generating AI stuff, but it's incredibly wasteful to do that. So we don't want to do that. We'll just do some good old video editing instead. Okay, so what we're going to talk about. We made a couple of changes recently, and one of them is to do with support. So we have migrated to our own support system. In the past, it was kind of not a shared desk, but it was shared infrastructure that we were using with our sister, Software Central. Sisters, but our really close friends, Software Central. So we were sharing that support desk, which meant we had less control of it sometimes, and we wanted to have a bit more control. So we're now completely on our own instance of our support system, which means we have a bit more autonomy. You might have noticed it's a bit more branded than before. We could have branded the old one, we just didn't. Also, we've now migrated all the tickets over. So if you had a ticket open with us, it's now been migrated over. There might have been a small glitch at some point where your old ticket got closed before your new ticket was opened, but never mind. Very small instances of that happening out here. But that should be done now. So when you raise a ticket, you should be able to go to support.robopack.com and get in touch with the team there. It also uses the new Robopack identity that we have for customers. So the same sign-in that you use for here will be the same sign-in that you can use for Robopack, support.robopack.com. And then again, Harjit, we're going to talk about FriendsOf later on.
Yeah.
Again, with the same identity system. It's all email-based, so nothing complicated, but it's just a bit more how can I put it?
Streamlined.
Mature and streamlined.
Yeah.
We're trying to do. So that's that, and we have the roadmap now. So I'm going to head to the roadmap. We are getting a lot of, I say a lot, more than I expected feedback on this stuff. So see, actually, the script installer and Radar Terminator is our most requested feature now, based on the people who have signed in, and they've given some great feedback as to why. So in the comment section here, you can explain why you want that feature, and yeah, it's great. So it's good to see people are using that. It's exactly why we wanted it to be live. So we're getting that information into the teams. And down here we have Mac OS. Not many people want Mac OS. You know,
that is interesting.
It is interesting. So there is that. And then to talk about Mac OS, we are now in a position to start recruiting private preview. I did mention this before Christmas. And we did get some people signing up, so I've already got those on the list. We haven't reached out to you yet, but if you did sign up before Christmas, we're definitely going to reach out to you. You're in the list for us to enable you with a test tenant to do that testing for us. And
so this is a private preview.
It's. I've tested it. I like it.
Okay.
I've only got 6 Macs. So I can't really test at scale. And I think it would be great if we had some customers testing it for us, especially customers who are desperate to get access to this.
Agreed.
So that's where we're at now. So we're going to be making that available to those users as soon as we can. So please reach out to me. I might as well put my how can I'm sure I can put a message on the screen. I can I?
I think you can, right?
Could be a way, because I can put message on the screen when other people. Anyway, it's dean@robopack.com. You probably shouldn't need me to write that down.
I think we can just type it in the chat and then you can pop it over here. Here, dean@robopack.com.
There we go. Thank you. So reach out to me if you would like to have access to a private preview of macOS, so we can get this ready to go public. And I don't think it'll take too long. I think we just need some feedback and some validation from people, and we're good to go. But it's very exciting for us because it's been a long time coming, and we had a lot of conversations about it, and we all know we need it. So
I know it has come up at least twice in my circle of things between yesterday and late last week. So I'm surprised it's actually not as well rated in the feedback side, but
Indeed. Yeah. So that's coming, which is really exciting news for us. So do please reach out, and we will get back to you. What else? Have you made any progress on the Friends of thing? Because I appreciate we've been.
We have our colleague and friend. Matt is working on a very nice behind-the-scenes portal for us to kick that off. So once all of those things are in place, then we can make an announcement. We can recruit people and stuff like that. So basically, like, to give people the gist of it, this is basically you can call it like the MVP type program specifically for Robopack, and we're not calling it MVP or anything like that. So more like Friends of Robopack or whatever. And we want to encourage people. We want to encourage IT pros and our customers and Microsoft MVPs and stuff who are passionate about patching and packaging and especially Robopack. So if they're sharing things online and creating videos and blogs or doing sessions and whatever, we want to try to reward them for their efforts and stuff. So there'll be like some tiering system and it's gonna be fun. We'll have some goodies. We'll have some great prizes and some surprises. So
I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's something I was dreaming of back when I first started. We could get more MVPs. I mean, MVPs already love this product, which is great because they get for small teams of less than 100 people, Robopack is free. I mean, you're not supported, but
Yeah.
it's a free tool you can use. So a lot of MVPs who run their own businesses, our consultants, are essentially able to access Robopack completely for free for their own testing and development and stuff. So MVPs love this tool. It really saves them a lot of time. So just giving them some kind of way to be
recognized and yeah, exactly, and acknowledge them and stuff like that. That's what we're trying to aim here.
Yeah.
So what else? Did we want to go over Andrew's?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, something else.
We're putting together the new Robopack website.
Yes, that's right.
And one of the things on that list on the site is something called Where We've Been and Where We're Going, which is just our events list.
Right.
And I can't share with you because it'll show the URL, and I don't want to do that. So I instead will have to take a picture of it. But when it went live on the test site earlier on, I was really surprised by the number of events we're attending in one. Because I thought, oh, that's a nice list. We've got to go to, and then I realized that it's split into quarters. So that was just Q1. We were doing that, and so you'll see that when we move on to move this into the live system later on. But it is. I'm just getting to the point where I can actually share it. Bear with me. It is impressive the number of events we're going to. And is that you, Hodgett? Are you leading that charge?
Yeah, myself and Laura. We're managing those events and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm trying to hit most of the usual names for events in our industry, and then whatever else we can plug in. So one of the things I want to mention that we're not just going to events to showcase Robopack, which is a thing we need to do, right? And those that haven't used Robopack, or those kind of like on the fence or heard about it or maybe never heard about it, but we also love the community. We really do, right? We get a lot of energy from these events, just having people stop by or chatting with us and saying hello, or playing with the robot and stuff like that. So that's what we like about this. And
it's good to go to these events, and it shouldn't take me this long to make a screenshot of the thing and show you it, but I am taking that long. Bear me a brief second and I will have it on the screen.
Yeah, it is a lot because I had to send a list to our developer, our web developer, because he's helping you put all of these together, and it's like, wait a minute here, I think I'm missing a few, but
yeah, I seem to have somehow accidentally only shown Q2. Never mind.
And another thing, while you're still doing that, I do want to appreciate those of you that have helped me with customer quotes, especially you, Vince. You're here. Thank you so much. And if anyone else here who wants to have a short quote about Robopack, please reach out to me, because we want to highlight that on our new website as well.
That is very true. That was actually something we needed to mention. We are looking for customer stories and just proof that people are using Robopack, that we can help other people who want to use Robopack convince their teams, because it's very easy to convince the engineers. It's a little bit more difficult to convince other people who aren't appreciative of how difficult Intune is to use for application packing. So we just need customer stories like that. So absolutely, please do.
Yeah, we just need genuine, like how you feel about it, right? It's not, you don't have to make anything up. It's like, if you really love it, then just tell us, and that's what we want to use. So
so there you go. That's the list of. I saw this list and thought, cool, that we're going to a few events next year, and then realized that this was Q1, and then thought, oh dear, okay, now I have to make sure we can go to all those in Q1, and then Q2 comes along, and we're doing just as many events in Q2, and then we got Q3 and Q4.
Oh my God, yeah. This is cool.
It is a lot. It goes right across the globe as well. I mean, I can't get into it, but I can't click it because it's an image. But we're going to Workplace Ninjas India as well, which is a new event coming up. So we're
Exactly.
spanning the globe. I don't think we're going to Australia yet, but
Not yet. Not yet.
I mentioned it. Maybe someone's going to go and find a way to get us an event in Australia. But yeah, it's really good to see Robopack growing in the community, and also,
Right.
the number of people using it now is insane.
It's insane. It's insane. And yeah, people are reaching out every now and then, like, hey, I just heard about it, or they've seen videos of you and me, or your videos and things like that, and it's just fantastic. And speaking of global, I just want to quickly mention I had a last minute, travel changes. So I am going to Malaysia in March for a little bit of a personal thing, and a little bit business. But I am planning to meet with some IT pros there, and maybe some potential customers. And then I have a friend who actually runs he puts up a lot of conferences and things like that in Kuala Lumpur. So I'm gonna have a sit down with him, maybe plan an event there at some point.
Right.
And then if it gets even better, I have a very long connection, like about 24 hours in Seoul, Korea. And I've got some MVP friends there who have reached out and eager to come and, sit down with me and have dinner and drinks and talk Robopack. So this is just exciting.
Yeah, it is truly global now. I think we have done pretty well. The Robopack team, not us. I do very little, as I've explained many times. I do very little, apart from talk to people. But the team have just really done a lot in the past year, because it's not a very old product, and it has really hit the mark for a lot of customers.
Yeah. So the Pete, don't know who your full name is, but yeah, that's really exciting that you're implementing Robopack, and you got a second comment there that it's going to be such an improvement. Yeah, 100%. It's going to be a huge improvement for you and your company. So, hey, I would love to hear from you. If you could reach out to me, either through, exactly, email me or LinkedIn or whatever, but I would love to hear from you. And thank you.
I mean, that's also what the Friends of platform is going to be able to do, isn't it? Where if people do show that they're an ally and give us this kind of stuff, then we're able to use that for marketing and stuff, and to really get the word out there and get the messages across. We don't do that much traditional marketing. We're not like a mail kind of thing. Maybe we should, but I think it's.
I've been looking into that, kind of like thinking about it, but we also don't want to spam our followers and stuff. They're here for a reason, and once in a while I think we can use those newsletters or things like that, just to keep people updated on things. Hey, we got this coming up, we got these 5 events coming up, this country, that country, whatever. Or hey, we just released Mac OS support or something like that. So we'll work on that.
I mean, a newsletter, one of the benefits of a newsletter is that you have to subscribe. So if you don't want a newsletter, you don't need to subscribe, which will be different to the lead list that we have. All of our salespeople will no doubt have a list of people who've contacted and been interested in Robopack. I think that's different to a newsletter. A newsletter is when you want to subscribe to learn about the things that are happening, whether you're a customer or not. So I'm subscriber to loads of other competitor newsletters because I'm interested in what they're doing. So it's not because I'm a customer or because I'm a lead there, but I think we should maybe consider a newsletter just to complement this.
We should. I agree. Yeah. Hey, we got a really nice comment. Yes, exactly. That's the one I was looking at. That's exciting. Yes. Yeah. Jigsaw, reach out to me as well, please.
Yeah, please do. And it's these messages that are really useful, and I don't think we talk about it enough. We haven't really talked about it on the live stream at all so far. So
yeah,
excellent. And then you're right, I do waste a lot of time. I invest a lot of time generating a robot with a beard. That is absolutely right. Maybe if I didn't do so much of that, I'd get some work done, and Yeah, never mind. Thank you for the comment. Okay. On the subject of newsletter, my favorite newsletter is this guy here, Andrew S. Taylor. He works for Software Central. He's the CTO of Software Central. Just answer to Jigsaw there. Please reach out to Harjit at robopack.com because they asked what's the best way to reach out.
Yes.
So he runs his newsletter every week on a Friday, like clockwork. It's like 12
clockwork.
every Friday, 12 o'clock UK time every Friday. And it's just fantastic because he has read every single article that gets included in this. He's watched every video that gets included, and it's great to see some of the content. So if you are just interested in what's happened in Intune over the past week, this is the place to go. And obviously, a back catalogue of new stuff for stuff that happened in the past. But one of them caught my eye. So this one from Jerry Hampson, Intune Agents. This is part 3 of his Intune Agents. Let me zoom in a little bit. So if you're not on a desktop,
perfect. That's good.
So this is all about Intune Agents, and I have not looked at all about Intune Agents. So this is something I'm going to dive into when I get off this stream, because it looks like it's actually got to be useful, right? Because the Copilot kind of came out, and Microsoft said, "Cool, Copilot in Intune, the security Copilot," but I didn't really find the use for it. I kind of kept exposed and watching videos and stuff, and then now we've got agents, and suddenly I'm thinking, is this the time that I have to actually start learning it and figure out what it is? So I'm definitely going to have a look at that. And Jerry's a great guy.
Oh, Jerry's a great guy. Yes.
Speaks at many conferences and stuff. So yeah, it's good to see him pushing out such a good set of articles here. So please take a look at that. And then further down this list, these are great posts to have a look at anyway. But there's one that really did worry me, which was this consent fix. Have you heard about this at all?
No.
So this is an OAuth vulnerability, I guess, where an attacker can use a legitimate OAuth flow. And so essentially it pops up as a great picture here. So it pops up with a legitimate, it looks correct. It actually is an actual Microsoft, so you would not be able to tell the difference because there is no difference. It actually is a legitimate Microsoft OAuth request. But then because it redirects to an app that doesn't exist,
right?
Error. And so at that point, using social engineering, however they do that, whether it's an email or a phone call or whatever,
yes, true.
Do is get you to copy and paste the URL which contains the token that they asked for, and then they just use that. So that's the vulnerability where it works for everyone. Like everyone is vulnerable to this because every application that the built-in applications like Azure and stuff, the Azure portal and stuff, are open to everyone to log into. So this is a huge deal, and it does need the user to be tricked, but users can be tricked now and again. You can easily trick some users for various reasons, whether they're busy or distracted or whatever. So it is very important, and there is a fix in this. There is a way to do it, which is to just connect to Graph and then lock down the items that are vulnerable to this. The moment they're open to everyone, not everyone needs to use Teams PowerShell, Azure PowerShell, Azure CLI. Those are the ones that are open and vulnerable. So go in and restrict those to people who actually need it, and you kind of reduce your attack surface a little bit. And
that is brilliant. Okay.
Mitigated that risk a little bit for your organization. So yeah, those are really important. I really should have put those in a QR. I didn't do it, so I will do that now. But Andrew S. Taylor's blog is definitely something to look at.
Yeah, if you guys are not subscribed to Andrew's weekly blog, you're missing out. I mean, it's a lot of content in there that's very, very useful.
Yeah. Every time I try to do something in Restream, it just takes me a little bit longer than I'd have hoped. I just tried to add that, and it wouldn't let me add a new QR.
Not on the fly, probably. Oh, there it is. It's up there.
I had to edit one that already existed. So yeah, the consent fix article is up there. I think it's a good idea to have a look at that.
That is useful.
It's almost, it costs a little bit of time, but it's definitely worth it, I think. And then where were we? I was in Andrew's.
Yep. I think you just have to go back. Yeah.
And then we were there was one more I wanted to talk about.
Consent fix. You did that.
No, where is it? The Secure Boot stuff. I haven't really looked into it yet, but it looks like there's some stuff going on with Secure Boot and certificates expiring and being renewed. So there you go. The old 2011 certificates will start expiring in June 2026. So some work to be done to replace those and renew those certificates. So that's,
I was going to mention that with this month's Patch Tuesday, they are it fixes the expiration of those certs. So make sure you patch your devices.
Is that what you need to do? You just need to patch?
Yeah, I believe so.
Patch your devices. Sorry, I thought it was a bigger deal than that. This article, I assume, doesn't say just patch your devices. Surely it will. It does seem to suggest you need to do. Oh, this is to audit. This is to the ones that are going to have an issue if the CA is not present in the device. Okay, got it. Cool.
So you pull up that article that I linked.
I'll click the link.
It's somewhere. Yeah, if you make a screen a little bigger, like okay, then go down partway through. You'll see it'll talk about Secure Boot. Keep going down a little bit more. There, right there. So this security update renews the affected certificates to preserve the Secure Boot trust chain and allow continued verification. Yeah.
Excellent. I just thought it was worth raising that because I don't do IT admin stuff anymore. I haven't got like an environment apart from Robopack that I kind of involved in. Obviously, I don't have an environment that I really need to do this kind of stuff to. So I kind of feel like I'm out of the loop. And when I see these things, I'm excited and reminded that this stuff actually happens. So yeah.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of this day in and day out. I'm like, oh my God.
Indeed. You weren't doing that for Microsoft, surely. You didn't have to replace Secure Boot certificates from Microsoft.
No. Yeah. It's interesting. I had just recently I had a Microsoft friend reach out to me because he's an account manager, and his customers are asking about patches and stuff like that, and they're trying to create an image of Windows 11. I'm like, they don't do images anymore, man. Just grab. So what if they grab an ISO, but they want to add the latest updates? I said they don't need to. It's like as soon as it's installed, when it scans, it's going to give you the most latest cumulative updates. It's not like back in the day, like Windows 7 and things like that, where you had like 40, 50 updates from like 3-4 months ago that you could pick and choose. You don't have a choice anymore. It's the latest ones always has everything you need from previous.
Yeah, I guess it depends how old the device is that they're issuing. Right. If it's a device that's been bought recently, hopefully it'll have the latest CU installed on it already. But if it's an old bit of stock from somewhere, or the hard drive was imaged, the SSD was imaged by the OEM before the last CU came out, maybe it'll have a CU to jump to. It isn't ideal, but you're right. You don't image anymore. You don't want to. You want to just have that device boot up out of the box and then autopilot from there.
Right.
Did they get round to fixing or doing the autopilot update thing where you update during the out-of-box experience? Because there was that problem at some point where
There was a problem where it was taking too long or it was
Yeah.
failing and stuff like
Like-
that. I think they have. I think with the hot patching too.
yeah, because I think they turned it on, and
Yeah.
then the people who wanted it on were like, brilliant. But the people who didn't want it on because it made a mess of their schedules and their deployment timelines were upset, and they turned it off. And then the people who wanted it on were upset, and so there was a big mess there. And I think maybe now it's optional, or the plan is to make it optional. Maybe I'm not really sure, bro.
Yeah, Vince says Vince says that is fixed, so it looks like they took care of that. Yeah.
Awesome. Good.
And the other thing about this month's updates for Server 2025, this is very interesting. Starting with the January security updates, Windows Server 2025 will have its own KB identifiers and build numbers. This will be separate from the Windows 11 versions. So I guess in the past, server patches and Windows 11 patches, they had the same KB numbers, and there was a lot of like, it's harder for IT admins to like try to figure out which is which. So
Yeah.
now they're going to have their own separate identifiers, which is cool.
I mean, I'm surprised it isn't already the case. It feels a bit weird that that's not already the case.
Yeah,
Because it's a pain when you're searching for a KB and you get,
yeah.
that sounds like a mess. Good. What else?
What else? Not much. Just there's a lot of patches that came out. I mean, a lot of like fixes and stuff like that in this month's patches. According to Bleeping Computer, there are 3 0-day fixes and 114 flaws. So if you check that out, you will see what needs to be done. Yeah.
I was speaking to a customer earlier today. I do demos for customers as a side gig to generating AI graphics of robots, and they had this application that apparently they couldn't package. They've sent it off to the vendor. They can't package it up. They've got a team of people who, they're a small company, but they've got a team of people who are working on it, trying to package it up because they just can't deploy it silently. And apparently the only way they got it to work at all was to have, they replayed something using a script that would find the right area on the screen to click a button for it to accept the EULA and then let it move forward. There's so much going on there. And so out of interest, it was a very big package, like 2 gig. Out of interest on the demo, I thought, let's see what happens if we just drag it into Robopack and see if it works. Assuming it wouldn't work, and I was intrigued to see what how it would fit in Robopack. It worked. And so
It worked?
It worked first time. Yeah, it installed, uninstalled, was ready to go, an Intune WIN file within a few minutes of uploading it. And I'd like to say the guy was sold on it already, as in he immediately said, yeah, I want this, but he was sub 100 users anyway, so he didn't need convincing. He was just going to use it. But the fact that it worked blew him away. So that's really good to see as well.
Yeah.
But I did it to see how it failed, but it didn't even fail.
It's interesting you bring that up because just a couple of days ago, I drove up to Quebec with our partner, Nicola, and to meet with a customer. So we were at the customer site discussing all sorts of things, and they recently onboarded Robopack, and they were using some legacy tool that has been out for many years, and it was like, oh my god, they just couldn't say enough about it. But one thing that they actually Nicola and our team is working on is in the municipality world up there. They have this one software, one product that they all use for managing their workers, and I don't know, things that cities and all that they do. But it's so complicated. That application is so complicated to deploy. It takes a lot of effort. And actually, we're bringing it into Robopack to streamline it. We're very, very close. There's just one thing that's missing.
Right.
But they're super happy about it. Like,
yeah.
And also another thing that I discovered, what these guys are doing, they also build their own in-house applications. They got developers that are building all sorts of things for their citizens and things like that. And what I noticed what they were doing is that they were deploying the portals rather than the whole application, like because it's web-based and things like that.
Mhm.
So they were deploying like the web-based portals through Robopack. It's pretty cool actually.
Wow.
So it shows up um, on your desktops, and you just click it, and it just takes you directly to whatever application that needs to run behind this. That's weird.
Yeah.
Some people do some funky things.
Yeah. There's so much. It's a tech world, isn't it? One thing I haven't ever, I don't think I've ever shown this on a live stream is the back end of Robopack, and I thought I'd just share it now. Actually, not all of it because there's a lot I can't really share. But
Right.
this bit here, let me take that QR code off the screen and put that one on instead. This bit here, it amazes me every time I look at it. This is the repository imports. So this is grabbing the information, grabbing the metadata from the store and Winget. You can see how often that's doing that, roughly every half hour, how long it takes to do that, the commits and stuff. All that's happening in the background. We've got
Yeah.
500 or so connected users working on all of these different applications, and then 13 tasks running in parallel, 38 pending. Just a huge back end here. It's incredible to see it just churning away day and night. Unfortunately, I can't click into any other bits, but
Right.
it's just incredible to see this just doing that day in, day out. And I think that might be a good segue into the fact that we use Winget. That is the source of our. I'm gonna get the latest number of apps. 44,096 apps. I keep referring to it as 41 because that was the number the last time I looked.
Right. 44,000.
Yeah, so it's a huge number of apps, and we don't just grab them from Winget and give you them, right? Because then we would just be doing, Winget, and that's not what we're doing. And I think that would be a little more scary if we were just doing Winget. But I think it's interesting to talk through the things we actually do. And I won't give you the whole list because that would take far too long because there's like 26 independent things that we do. Some of them Microsoft have already done because in order to get into the Winget community repository, Microsoft have to antivirus scan it, they have to approve it, and manual approval and automated scan and all that kind of stuff. So there's loads of stuff Microsoft already do. But we want to make sure they didn't mess up. So we do a lot of automated stuff on top of that to make sure that we're happy with it. Not to mention that once we've proved the manifest file is correct and the hash value matches all the very basic stuff, we install it on a virtual machine, right? And see that it installs and it doesn't try to contact the internet and that kind of thing. And then we uninstall it to make sure it clean the uninstalls and document the files that are left over afterwards. So if anything, if some bad thing got into an application, it's unlikely that malware would remove itself when the app got installed, right? We're going to try. Right. We're going to see the malware still there. So it's the amount of data we collect about each of these applications. Remember, 44,000 of them is immense, running day in, day out.
It's insane. It's incredible.
And then once we've tested it for our own use, for our own kind of not verification, just to make sure we're comfortable with the application before it goes to you, it then goes to you, and we encourage you to use a test string, a pilot. So then you put it through your own antivirus, you make sure it's all secure and stuff, and you do your own validation of it before it goes anywhere near your users. And that test string could be a VM that you put it through and do some automated scanning yourself. There's so much here that I think reduces the risk of using Winget as a source repository, because as it is, Winget is it's only validated by Microsoft, and you might not trust that Microsoft are doing their job. So add your own layers in there so you can become comfortable, because the alternative is to just not patch as often, and then that's more of it. That's a risk, isn't it? That your computers are vulnerable, and there's a vulnerability in an old version of an application that you've got out there. So I think that's just it's just mind-boggling.
And this all happens automatically too, because I know as a former IT admin, exactly what you said. I used to do that stuff where I had to I had several VMs of my own in Hyper-V or whatever it is, and I'm installing those applications in that to test to make sure, like, did they run okay? Did is your antivirus picking it up or anything like that? And you had to do multiple things all the time.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, should I now push this to production? Kind of a thing. And we're doing all of that behind the scenes. It's every 30 minutes. It's incredible.
Yeah, but then it is over to the customers and stuff to do their bit and make sure they're comfortable with it. It can't all be on Robopack to detect everything. You need to make sure you're actually testing in a pilot. All we're doing is installing on a virtual machine and making sure it works there. But if it doesn't work in your environment, that's also something that's very important to you. So
right. And you know what? This is a good segue to
No, we were going to do the second one. Sorry, I clicked on that one.
Second one. I was going to do the second one. Then we'll come back to this one.
Yeah. And so Andrew Taylor's post around package managers is great, and he wasn't working for Robopack or Software Central at the time when he wrote that. It is still agnostic as to the outcome of, and he
was very fair and open about his comparisons. I read that blog as well.
Mm-hmm.
There was some pros and cons for every single one, and it was pretty genuine what he said.
Yes, it was. There is a vendor, a competitor to us that aren't on that, or isn't on that. They aren't on that, and that openly, I've spoken to Andrew about this. They're not on there because he hasn't got access anymore, so he can't. He's not able to review. So it's actually. So I think they're on there, but they've got old information, so it's not up to date, and maybe they're better than they were before.
Right.
But he can't fix it because he can't see that firsthand because
you can't fix what you don't have access to. So hey, it's a catch-22, right? It's
if they would like to get their review updated, give him access. He would quite happily.
Exactly.
I don't want to speak for him. I assume he'd quite happily update it.
Yeah.
Okay, but let me just grab Andrew Taylor's. I'll find it while you talk about this next one.
Yeah. So this is a great point as we're talking about WinGet, and one of the challenges a lot of customers have is that either they block access to to WinGet or to the Microsoft Store, so they can never get the downloads from there. But we are doing it, right? We're getting the binaries and stuff like that, and then we're putting into our own CDN or whatever you want to call it to make that happen. So you're not directly getting it from WinGet. We're doing it, and we're doing all the work for you. So this is a great statement from Jigsaw.
Yeah, it's a good point. I'm just gonna got the article now. Bear with me a second while I do. It's not related to that at all. Actually, let's focus on that. Yes, you're right. It's great that we do that because when again in demos, I explain very transparently that we use WinGet as a source for our content, and customers say I can't use WinGet, and that's fine.
Exactly.
We want you to. You don't need to use WinGet. We'll do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
And that obviously means it's a blocker for them, and they can move on to actually try on the product. So thank you. Thanks, Jigsaw. It's a good point. Also, here is the website, which is comparing package managers, and this is also he wrote a long time ago, but it is a good list of all the different vendors that you could possibly use. That needs to be updated. Actually, look at that. Scatman is no longer available to purchase, and he should update it when it changes.
That's right.
Because it actually it goes end of life, as in will not be live for customers who use Scatman, I believe, on the 31st of January. So really soon.
Oh wow!
There is
very soon. Yeah.
There is obviously an alternative, which would be to go to Patch My PC because they've bought Scatman, or go to any other vendors on this list. I'd probably point out that we have had a couple of customers move from Scatman. The process is incredibly slick. We have a way to migrate from Scatman.
Nice.
Use Radar, for example. It's a fantastic way to onboard from all of your existing applications. We can get them from Intune. We can get them directly into Radar, directly into your Robopack, and it's literally, there's no downtime of missing patches because it's done within a day or so to get from Scatman over to Robopack. So if you are using Scatman and struggling to justify the cost of Patch My PC or justify the cost of any alternative to Scatman, then please reach out to us. We are pretty affordable, and we have a solution which is great for as an alternative to Scatman. I think we also are hosting in Europe as well, which is what Scatman used to do. So there may be some restrictions around that for some of our customers. It's just an interesting alternative to when Scatman goes offline. You know, unless you do something, then you're going to lose access to all your patching. So
yeah,
it's worth looking at for sure. And I should probably put that link into the chat, but I need to drop.
Yeah, we'll need to get Andrew to update this a little bit because it says Robopack is a fairly newcomer.
I think to some of them we are pretty new. We have I think we have a much more mature product than we did, but also I think our cloud version is actually much more mature than some of the competitors that were on that list.
Right.
Because they were new, they were later to developing a cloud product. But the point is, this isn't that article that he wrote in 2024 wasn't endorsement of Robopack at all. So
no.
We should probably update. You're right. We should probably update it, but you know, it's a fair assessment of all the different package managers you could look at. So again, Andrew's articles are pretty much the topic of this live stream, which wasn't the intention, but I'll put that in the chat. Anyway, I'm not in fact, that only goes to YouTube, so I better put it somewhere else like here, and that's a terrible way to share it.
Well, I think if they go to andrewstaylor.com and then just do a search there, it should come up. It should be very simple.
I'm going to do better.
You're gonna make a QR code.
Where do you go? There you go. Yeah, you can use that link if you like.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Good. I'm getting the hang of this. We've been doing this for a year now. Learning how to use Restream.
So anyone in the audience here who's listening in, you guys have any questions or anything you want to mention or likes, dislikes?
I did have something else to discuss actually, but let me just take all this random stuff I put off the screen.
Yeah.
Hopefully you had a chance to scan that. Yeah, we've launched the tickets for Experts Live UK, which we mentioned events earlier on, but aside from the Cloud Tech Tallinn one that I'm already very invested in because we're attending and I'm helping organize, and we gave away a ticket. The next thing on my big to-do list outside of Robopack is attending organizing Experts Live UK. And let me just quickly share my screen again because we have the website, which is now live.
Yes.
This is it's a weird thing because this isn't an image of an Experts Live UK conference. This is an image of Workplace Ninjas UK 2025 in Edinburgh, which I also helped organize. And the reason is that we have not merged the two, but I have moved from Workplace Ninjas UK over to Experts Live, and the rest of the team have as well. So we're essentially taking that team who built the conference to Experts Live to help build the conference. And so there won't be a Workplace Ninjas UK as a conference in the future. So it's just going to be this Experts Live 2026 in London, and then we're going to have more of them in the following years. But we're going to focus on Experts Live because the community does need a big conference in the UK. So if you can come along to that, the tickets are very affordable, and they are on early bird sale at the moment. So please do look at that. We're going to have a load of sessions, a load of speakers, a load of attendees, And there's 2 days. So we have a workshop day on day 1 and then a normal traditional conference day on day
Sessions, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on the picture, the Pete? Okay, we have got the questions in chat. One from Dustin.
Yeah, so Dustin, I'll send you the info, but I believe I got it from Etsy or something like that a while back. But I'll look for it and I'll share that.
And then
Oh, that's a great question. After you cover updates,
is there a setting to disable browser updates by your administrator? I don't think I fully understand the question enough to answer your question.
browser updates? That would be like Edge, I think, right? No, because we don't do.
We can do Edge. We can do Edge.
We can do, but I think we're talking about. Are we talking about like OS type patches here, or?
We'll wait for them to catch up on the stream because it's a few seconds delayed, obviously. So we'll wait for that. One thing we do, and I will have to drop my screen while I just get the screen loaded up. Bear with me. Is what does the founder call it? We mature the application, make them enterprise ready. I think mature is the word he uses. We make them enterprise ready, but not too much. And let me try and find one that isn't going to give away everything. We call them overrides, which are like the custom app settings that we allow you to do. So a custom app setting allows you to make changes to an application. And I need to find it. Make changes to an application to make it better for your environment, like to do a slash accept EULA, for example, so the user doesn't see that EULA. I think we talked about it last week where we kind of have featured applications that we do that for, but those overrides are the ones that really let us do that. And you come back with more information. My engineer pushed out a Chrome update through Robopack, but I noticed the new browser says that updates are disabled. Yes, okay. So that's one of the things we do for Chrome. So let me find the Chrome one, and I'll talk about specifically Chrome, because then you can fix it. We don't want to tell you how to do patching. We just let me share my screen. Make sure there's nothing on there that's confidential. So this is the override section for Chrome, and we do these things here, which we think are things that are enterprise ready. So, for example, one of them will be to disable updates. Can't actually see it, but that is where update default 0. I think I assume that's it. So that will disable updates, and it's done in the registry, so it says it's done by your administrator. So that's an override that we put in, because if Chrome is updating itself, then it might be updated before Robopack gets a chance to update it on that computer, because one of the benefits of using Robopack is that you go through the wave system where wave 1 is a pilot, and then it goes out to wider rings, ideally to wider waves of people. And obviously, if Google Chrome just updates on the endpoint, then it's going to update it as soon as it's available. The user clicks it and job done, it's updated, which is good for getting things up to date, but then doesn't use the whole wave system. So that's why we disable it, so that we don't get into a weird situation where one of our customers says, why have you updated Chrome when we didn't do it? It was Chrome itself. So we turn it off. That's there. If you don't like that, then that setting is shown when you deploy the application. If you go into the script, we're very transparent that we do that. Find it. I'll show you how you can fix it. If we go to Chrome, and I appreciate I'm not sharing my screen yet, but I want to just find it. Yeah. So if you go to Chrome in your repository, and then you will have this one here, installation script. You can click on that, click view script, and it will give you the script that it uses in the package, and scroll down until you find the bit that say these bits added by Robopack, and then we have the update default there. If you want to change that to update default one or whatever you think it should be because we made a mistake or it's not right for your environment, just go in there and make a custom app setting. We already have one, which is why I can't click the button, but there'll be a button here to enable custom app settings, and then just switch that registry key to the other one.
Enable or disable, yeah,
and that will fix it for you because it will override our override. So
and Vince makes a good point about some of the other applications too that do auto updates like Firefox and Adobe and whatever else out there. If you want to have more control, then disable it. Let Robopack do it.
Yes. But yeah, they're just the stuff that just Robopack does in the background that you don't need to know about unless you happen to see it and go, why has it done that? And then you start going into a rabbit hole of all the stuff that Robopack just kind of does for you. And it's interesting to see it.
Yeah.
There is also something else that I should probably mention because the founder always mentions this when he's talking about
the spinning wheel.
The spinning wheel. He doesn't even talk about the spinning wheel that often. Now just an in joke.
We beat that out of him.
Let me show you. When you're creating custom settings here, you can choose the app. It's just an app I've chosen at random here. But in the settings, you can choose to disable the registry values that we automatically add. So if you don't want to go in and remove those registry values by toggling them yourself, you can just do that and do that. If you want to just get rid of everything Robopack adds because you think we're stupid, then you're welcome to do that. And that is on a custom setting basis, which will be available per tenant, per app, so you can be as granular as you like with it.
Yeah.
Good. I think that's all the questions we've had. If there are any more, please do free to jump in. But we're going to be away for a couple of weeks, aren't we? Because we have. I'm down in London with Bet next week. What are you up to next week?
I'll be in New York City next week. I'm heading to Seattle tomorrow for a user group there, and we're in Bellevue, and then coming back in a couple of days, and then next week is New York, and then things start kicking off.
And then I'm in Cloud Tech Talent the following week. We'll have to skip one, so it'll be the week after that we come back. So I'll try and schedule it as quickly as possible so it appears on the schedule.
On the
feed. Otherwise, we've said we'll do. I have to rewatch the live stream to figure out when we agreed to do it. It's much easier to just keep to a set schedule, but it's not that easy.
Yeah. I hope everyone here had enjoyed this episode today or the show today and learned something new, and hopefully it's useful. And please let us know, hey, if there's something you guys want to know or hear, or something you want us to cover, even non-Robopack stuff. You want us to talk about, I don't know, what we think about AI or something. We can maybe say a few words about that.
Yeah, I mean, I like generating AI robots with different hairstyles and hats. I'm tempted to do baby robot for the next one because Grandpa robot is kind of not really a grandpa.
Grandpa and his grandchildren
need some grandchildren, right? So we're going to have some baby robots, and then the question is Robbie, our main mascot, is that his son? Or it's going to get quite. I'm going to make a whole story of Robopack.
We're going to make a family.
We're going to have a
nice. We're going to create a robot family with a grandpa, grandma.
And the thing is, with 11 labs, you can have different voices for different people, and you can make a whole script. And we could just release a podcast of those people talking to each other. There's going to be. I'm not doing any work at all now. We should probably close. Thanks everyone for joining. We'll see you.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
See you soon.